This video is sponsored by Sweetwater. Hi there, Perfecto de Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Our good friends at Sweetwater just sent me this Line 6 Catalyst 100 guitar amp. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I used it as my main guitar recording amp for a couple of weeks here in my studio. Here we go. The Line 6 Catalyst 100 is by no means a new product. There are dozens upon dozens of videos already here on YouTube on the entire Catalyst line, from deep dives into specs to head-to-head shootouts with the Boss Katana. So I figured the best way for me to present it to you guys is to run it through its paces and use it in on my real-world guitar recording and content creation projects. You will hear it with single coils, humbuckers, S-style guitar, TELE style guitar, even a thin line Cabronita style guitar with Filtertron pickups. And along the way, I will share with you my tips and tricks on getting the most out of the Catalyst 100. As always, big thanks to Sweetwater for being such a great friend and supporter of my channel. I will have affiliate links to the Sweetwater website on the Line 6 Catalyst 100 page, as well as their deals and promos page. So stop by the video description and check it out. Thank you so much for your extra support. As promised, here are some clips of the Line 6 Catalyst 100 in action on my other guitar demo videos. Enjoy. Okay, so those are some tasty tones from the Catalyst 100. And I have to mention that I used it as a pure guitar amp, mic'd up with this Sennheiser E906. I didn't use the XLR DI out or any IRs and all that fancy stuff. And judging from the tones alone and the flexibility that I managed to pull out of it, I have to say that it is a contender as a main guitar recording amp for the budding guitar content creator. Okay, let me show you how I have the Catalyst 100 set up for my workflow. And it's a lot simpler than you think. So I basically use two presets. The first preset is a pushed clean bordering on Harry, and that uses the boutique amp model with a little bit of reverb and some tape echo. And this is how that sounds. If I need to clean up the sound some more, I lower my guitar volume. Now the tape echo is set up to somewhat of a slapback, but I can change that with tap tempo. Now the second preset is my crunchy sound, and it uses the dynamic amp model. Now I must say that this is my favorite amp model amongst the Catalyst 100 amp choices. It's very responsive to playing dynamic, so I can pick soft and I can pick hard, and it responds accordingly. Now if I need more gain, I just engage the boost. And I can also turn off the tape echo. There is a little bit of reverb, but I have the mix turned pretty low. That way, when I record and if I need more reverb, I can always add it in post-processing. Now, this leads me to the next part, because to get the most out of the Catalyst 100, you need MIDI control. So the thing that I was stepping on the floor is my Air Step MIDI foot switch. This is a full-featured MIDI controller, and I can assign whatever MIDI functions I need on all the buttons, and each button can have multiple functions on long press, short press, tap, toggle on and off, and all that stuff. Now, unfortunately, the Air Step is not available on the Sweetwater website, but this is something worth looking into. Now, as far as MIDI controllers go, pretty much any MIDI controller that you can program will work with the Catalyst 100. In fact, here's a quick clip of me setting up a Behringer FCB 1010 with the Catalyst 100, and this I threw up on my Instagram. Okay, so here's my foot switch setup. First button is preset A, the clean hairy patch. Foot switch 2 is the crunchy crunchy preset. And if I long press the same foot switch, that turns on the boost. And then the switch on the other end is my tap tempo. And if I long press it, it turns off the effects module. The Catalyst 100 is more than capable as a standalone guitar amp, and you can get your tones just by tweaking the knobs. However, for maximum control over its capabilities, you need to get into the app. So it's available on iOS and Android, as well as your desktop PC or Mac. The app is essential so you can tweak the other parameters of the effects and reverb. One limitation of the Catalyst 100 lies in the effects block. So you can only choose one effect at a time, either delay or modulation or pitch. You can't have delay and modulation at the same time. However, with the help of the foot switch, I can actually send a CC command and change the effects block to either a delay or a chorus. So right now this patch has delay. And one step with the foot switch, I now have chorus. Okay, so I have my two basic sounds. Now, what if I need an even higher gain? I have that covered. So I have the last foot switch sending out a CC command to change the amp model to the high gain setting. And that's sort of a blower switch. So I can go from my cleanish patch to the high gain, or from the crunchy patch to the high gain. Now it only changed the amp model, so the EQ settings are still the same. So it's kind of similar to a dual channel amp with shared EQ. However, since I have different EQ settings for my hairy patch and the crunch patch, then I get different EQ settings for the high gain as well, giving me 4 tones. So clean, high gain, crunchy, high gain. Now earlier I mentioned that I didn't use the Catalyst 100's XLR DI out, but I'm sure that a lot of you are wondering what the difference is. So for the next couple of minutes, I am going to play, and I will have my editor switch between the E906 track and the XLR DI out track. That way you can check it out back to back to back. Now, while I found some workarounds the Catalyst 100's limitations, there's a couple of things that I wasn't able to solve. Okay, so the first thing is that the Catalyst 100 has an audible gap when you switch presets. So, preset 1. It's quick, but then in a live situation that is, pretty obvious, unless you're in a multi-person band and there's a lot of things happening as you change tones. Now, even in the same preset, there's still that audible dropout, even if you just, engage or disengage an effects block. The second thing is the lack of a global tap tempo. So if you listen to my first preset, it's a quick slapback delay, and then my second preset has a longer delay time. So even on the app, I couldn't find a setting for global tap tempo. That way, even when I switch between presets, the tempo stays the same. Now I know that I can tweak it since I have a dedicated tap tempo switch on my controller. However, if I am just switching sounds within the same song, it's a little inconvenient to keep setting it. However, these issues pertain more towards a live performance. If you are just, playing in your studio and you're recording on a project, then you can take your time setting everything up before you hit the record button. However, the biggest downside for me is this. This thing. So, now since there is a phone app available, I don't understand why there isn't any Bluetooth connectivity. So, yeah. This is... However, at this price point, which is $399 on Sweetwater at the time of this video, plus all the tones that I got out of it, easily, I might add, more than makes up for its limitations. And I stand behind what I said earlier, that a Catalyst 100 is a great contender as a main guitar amp for the up-and-coming guitar content creator. And if you ever find yourself going out of your studio and playing in front of an audience, then you will surely appreciate the 100-watt power capability as well as the XLR DI out. Makes it handy for live performance. Okay, there you have it. That is the Line 6 Catalyst 100 as used for guitar content creation stuff right here in my studio. Again, big thanks to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video and for giving me free rein in presenting the Line 6 Catalyst 100 to all you guys. All the relevant links, affiliate or otherwise, to the Line 6 Catalyst 100 as well as the Sweetwater website will be in the video description, so stop by and check it out. Thank you so much for your extra support. If you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. And let me know what you think of all the tones that I pulled out of the Catalyst 100 in the comment section. Click on an end card to go watch another video, then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.